He covered my mouth, pushing me roughly into the corner. Tears began to well up in my eyes. As I struggled against him, before I could react, he pinned me to the wall, his eyes burning with anger. Without warning, he delivered a harsh punch to my stomach. I screamed, but my voice was defied. Did you really think that just because you are now my brother's wife, you had escaped from me? His voice was laced with venom as he leaned closer, his breath hot against my ear. No one, you will suffer even more now. The more I hated the thought of you marrying my brother, the more satisfaction I get from making you suffer. His grip on my throat tightens, cutting off my breath. Just when I thought I couldn't take it anymore, he suddenly released me, and I crumpled to the ground, gasping for air. My body shook with terror. I tried to steady myself. He crouched down to my level, his eyes filled with cold malice, grabbing of my hair. When Min Joon, please let me go, he chuckles bitterly, seeing my tears, and grabbed another handful of my hair. Min Joon, really expect me this from me? Poor thing, my baby, not my brother's baby. Don't you dare tell him anything about me or else. Min Joon, or else I will expose your truth to everyone. You know why my family insisted on marrying you to the Kim Taehyung, the eldest son, because they believe you are an innocent loyal girl, which you are definitely not. While mom is calling you, the voice belongs to your sister-in-law, so he. Min Joon suddenly release her hair and stand up, hard in the stomach, and you face in pain. Min Joon, get up and go to your room. He growls and heads in the direction. Min Joon, Nona, for you looking for wine? So he, yeah, mom is calling her downstairs. It's lunchtime. Min Joon, oh, I was just in Van's room. I needed her help with the university assignment. She said she is not hungry right now and won't be coming for lunch. So he, okay, but I should ask her one more time. She starts heading toward the room. Min Joon, Nona, she said not to disturb her because she is studying for her exam. You know she is a topper. So he finally nods in agreement and Min Joon walks away. So he, fine, I will just ask Van. Meanwhile, Van spoke. Min Joon is my bully and he is also my classmate. We have known each other since high school. We were both topper students back then, but we were never really close, nor did we talk much. I was a nerdy student. On the last day of our school, there was a party, but his girlfriend couldn't attend because she wasn't feeling well. I didn't know at that time Min Joon had been there to kiss a girl at the party, and to complete a dare, he kissed someone. I had no idea it was just a dare when I saw him kissing another girl from a distance. Next, I told his girlfriend that he was cheating on her. She broke up with him that very day and moved to another country. Actually, she had been already planned to leave for university abroad after high school, but she hadn't told Min Joon where she was going after the breakup. Min Joon became his spread false rumors that I only got to in a prestigious university because of my father's influence, since my dad is a principal there. You had locked the door after Min Joon attacked you, fearing he might come back. As he stared at the door, you felt hesitant to open it. When are you in there? Open the door, you said in relief. It wasn't his voice, it was her friend's voice. You quickly opened the door. Were you studying? So he told me. I'm sorry if I disturbed you. He apologized for his cold tone didn't quite match the word. Taehyung walked in, losing his tie. Taehyung, today is our second day of marriage, but you're still checking me out like you do in first day, he said with a smirk, removing his watch. He swallowed an embarrassment and quickly looked away. Taehyung, you are so quiet. I understand. Let me tell you once more, if you are not comfortable with me, I can change. Taehyung, no, I'm not uncomfortable at all. You are not as much trouble as I thought you had be. But one thing, if anything bothers you, need to tell me because I don't want my little wife to suffer. A small smile appeared on her face, but his expression remained cold. He nodded and headed to the bathroom to take a shower. After a few minutes later, they emerged through the bathroom drying his hair. He glanced over the study cabinet where you were immersed in your books. Just then, Zoe Mills is ready. Come down and bring one with you. She has been studying for a long time and hasn't eaten yet. Taehyung actually had a plan to go out for the lunch with the friends today, so he looked at him curious. So, Taehyung, I was thinking of asking Wan to join me. You mentioned she has been studying for a long time. Getting some fresh air might help her feel better. So he really, Taehyung, are you teasing me now? He smiled as though he shook her head, smiling. So why would I taste? Actually, I agree. One should go. She seems very sad and stressed lately. Taehyung nodded, so he left. Taehyung, when, yeah, you turned your head towards him. You had been struggling to concentrate on your studies for a long time. The pain from Min Joon's punch made it difficult, and tears are soaked the pages of your book. Hearing Taehyung's voice, we quickly wiped away. I'm going out for lunch. Would you like to join me? You thought for a moment. Going outside and getting some fresh air didn't seem like a bad idea. Well, okay, just a few minutes while I get ready, you said, shutting your laptop. Taehyung nodded and waited. After a few minutes later, you were ready and Taehyung grabbed the car keys. Upon reaching the ground floor, you spotted Min Joon. He looked at both of you in shock, clearly not believing that you were going out with Taehyung. Min Joon, where are you both going? One forced a smile, fake, likely because your husband was standing next to you. Out, you answered coldly, not wanting to engage in conversation. Min Joon, I see you are getting close to her. He teased, glancing between Taehyung and you. Taehyung, well, she is my wife. If I am not close to her, should I be with another woman? Min Joon chuckled. Min Joon, yeah, Hyung, I know you are not that type of man. He laughed. Just then Taehyung's phone rang. He checked the caller ID. Taehyung, it's him. Well, let's go. Wan nodded and followed him. Meanwhile, Min Joon, fake smile faded as he watched both of you leave. Meanwhile, Taehyung opened the car door for you. You got in. Taehyung looked at driver's seat and started driving. Where are we going? To a restaurant. Okay, that's it. The whole ride you were barely exchanged any words. Minutes later, you both arrived at the restaurant. You and Taehyung are walking side by side when suddenly your direction was about to change because some people were coming from opposite side. But before you could react, Taehyung gently took your hand and guided you towards the table where his friends were sitting. Jimin, Hee-hwa, and Jungkook, you didn't tell us your wife was coming too. Both them smiled, recognizing you as they had seen you at the wedding as well. Taehyung, yeah, it was last minute decision. So both sat down on the side of the table. Taehyung noticed that your hands are trembling and that your face has turned red. He gently holds your hands again, checking your temperature. You look at him, you feel his touch. Both of you sitting very close to each other. When suddenly someone clears their throat, it's Jimin. Jungkook, Jimin Hyung. He winks and playfully. Jimin, what? He widens his eyes in more questioning. Jungkook, because of you, their precious eye contact was interrupted. You bite your lips in embarrassment and Taehyung sighs softly. Then he takes off his jacket and helps you put it on. Jimin and Jungkook exchange knowing smile as they watch. Time skipped to the night. You are sitting downstairs with Taehyung's family. Everyone is engaged in the conversation, but your mind is preoccupied with thoughts of Taehyung. After lunch with Jimin and Jungkook, they had insisted you on taking to the doctor. Despite Sonic the doctor had informed them that you were suffering from and that your body was severely anemic, making you very weak. The doctor advised them to keep you happy and take extra care of you. Taehyung took this advice to heart and has been urging you to share everything that's happening to you, both physically and emotionally. Mrs. Kim, Taehyung, the mansion we are gifting you is completely finished now. If you want, you can move in there with your wife. You both glance at each other with Min Joon's eyes widen and his jaw tightens. Taehyung, we need some time. If Wan wants, we can shift. Min Joon, but Hyung, I think it's better if you both stay here for now. Wan goes to university with me. And then there's your work. You stay late at the office often, and with Wan's health not being the best, there are many people here to take care of her. Min Joon tries to make him understand. Taehyung paused for a moment. Everyone is looking at him. Taehyung, yeah, you are right, June. For Wan, I will stay here for now. If her health report shows improvement, we will think about shifting. Min Joon thoughts, and I will make sure that never happens. Min Joon spoke to himself, your heart sinks, but you are now starting to believe that Taehyung could help you if you try to tell him, yet a part of your hesitant thinking. Later in the bedroom, you finish your studies and head to the washroom. When you come out, Taehyung is still sitting on the bed, deeply focused on his laptop. His attention is entirely on his work. Taehyung, take your medicine line. Then if you want, you can stay. Or if there is something you want to talk about, I will listen to you. Your heart races as he looks at you after finishing his sentence. When, yeah, you quickly started searching for your medicine on the nightstand, but realize the water bottle is empty. It's late at night and everyone is asleep. The house is quiet and you are alone in the kitchen. You pick up the water bottle and just about to swallow your medicine when suddenly someone grabs your hair from the behind. The bottle slips from your hand and crashes to the floor. The person turns around and pins you against. Min Joon, Miss Little, trying to take your medicine. I see Taehyung is taking extra care of you. And it's only been 2 days since you got married. This time you try to free your hair from his grip. He grabs your face, squeezing your cheeks tightly, forcing you to spit out the medicine. When you won't get away with this for long, you are nothing but a coward. You spit out in anger, tears brimming in your eyes. You confront him again. Min Joon's jaw clenches you towards the wall and slamming your head once, twice, and he spins you around onto the wall again. The next thing he does make your eyes widen in horror. He reaches for the counter and slowly. Min Joon, so now you are going to blackmail me. His eyes were blazing with anger. Before you could scream, he crumpled your mouth, and with the other, tears flowed uncontrollably from your eyes, but he didn't stop. Dragging to the shoulder to your neck, your black shirt soaking, you tried to fight him, but he was much stronger than you. He started dragging you, still holding the. He pulled you out of the kitchen towards the basement. One, leave him, Min Joon. I won't tell anyone. Just please let me go. You begged through your tears, but he ignored you. One, Min Joon froze as both of you heard a voice echoing through the darkness. One, where are you? It's Taehyung's voice calling out for you. Min Joon's grip loosened in panic and collapsed to the ground. He quickly crouches beside you, covering your mouth to keep you silent. As Taehyung's voice fades away, Min Joon stands grabbing you. Min Joon, if you tell anyone, and I mean it, you know I'm the capable of doing this. One, I won't tell anyone. Min Joon, good. In the bedroom, when I returned to the room, Taehyung wasn't there. He is probably still looking for me. Taehyung is my last hope. When the time is right, I will tell him everything. I know he will believe me. The door creaks open and Taehyung enters the room. Taehyung, when are you in the washroom? Yeah. You replied, applying ointment in your mouth in front of the mirror. Are you okay? This time his voice is awkward as he gently knocks on the door, tears streaming down your face. Even more as you hear his voice. Wine, yeah, I'm fine. Taehyung, I'm waiting for you, he says. He sits on the bed. You quickly change your clothes and step out of the washroom. Taehyung eyes immediately land on you. He studied your face, noticing your swollen eyes and trembling red lips. Clears and that you have been crying. He stands up from the bed and walks toward you. Your heart starts racing as Taehyung comes closer, gently tugging a strand of your hair and before cupping your face. Taehyung, why do I feel like you are hiding something from me, love? Your heart pounded in your chest and butterflies fluttered in your stomach. Taehyung chuckles at a blank, adorable reaction. Taehyung, did you like it when I call you love? Actually, I have been in love with you for a long time, ever since you were in high school and my junior. He reveals his secret and kisses your forehead, making your cheeks turn pink. The truth, Taehyung was your crush back in school. But you never told anyone because you were a nerd and couldn't believe that a handsome boy like him could ever love you. You felt Taehyung's arms wrap around you, pulling into a warm embrace. Your face buries in his chest as he gently carries your hand, then your back. After a moment when he breaks a hug, his hand brushes against your shoulder and he frowns. His fingers started to explore your shoulder. Trying to understand what he is feeling, he hugs you again, sensing you wouldn't willingly to tell him what's going on. So he uses the hugs as an excuse to carefully move your clothes aside. Taehyung's eyes widen in shock when he sees the cuts on your shoulder covering with ointment. He pulls back slightly, breaking the hug, and you notice his gaze fixed on your shoulder embrace and nervous. You quickly try to adjust your clothes, but he gently stops you again. What happened here? When he voice filled with concern, his eyes searching for your answers. You can see the worry and frustration. It's just you try to downplay it, but his eyes grow darker with each passing moment. You swallow hard, feeling the intensity of his gaze. Just how his deep voice dark send a shiver down your spine. You instinctively started to step back. If I tell you, will you believe me? You look at him, desperation in your eyes. Taehyung immediately understand why you are hesitant. And you haven't been outside, which means someone in the house did this. I promised to believe you, only my love. His voice is firm, but there was a tenderness that brings tears in your eyes. Your brother Min Joon. You finally say it. Taehyung's expression shifts from shock to pure rage. I have been waiting for so long to tell someone about this. When I first found out that my marriage would be done none other than Min Joon's brother Taehyung, I lost all hope. How could I expect something anyone else, his brother? Of course he would believe him over me. Taehyung's expression darkens, becoming dangerously serious. When are you really believing what I am saying? Taehyung, what the hell are you saying? Do you think I wouldn't believe you even if you hadn't and come to told me that my brother did something like this? Trust me, I wouldn't hesitate to. I wouldn't care that he is my brother. Taehyung pick up his phone and calls the doctor. Believe me, when I will make sure he pays for this, even if it means the entire family turns against me. 20 minutes later, doctor arrives with a nurse. Dr. Jin and his wife is the nurse. Yoonji yells Desert clearly. Taehyung is fully aware of this. He fights urge to grab Storm into his brother's room, but he knows he has to wait until morning. After Jin and Yoonji leave, Taehyung wraps his arm around you while you sleep exhausted from the. He kisses your shoulder gently right over the. Next morning, everyone is gathering in the living room except you and Taehyung. Mrs. Kim. Taehyung and Val still hasn't come down for breakfast. So he isn't one supposed to go university today? She asks Min Joon, who is already dressed and waiting for her to join him. Min Joon, I don't know, no. The entire family turns to see the Seoul police team standing at the entrance. Mr. Kim, wait, what is this for? And on whose orders? Taehyung got my orders. Taehyung descended the stairs, hands in his pocket, his expression cold and emotionless. Van follows closely behind him, her step unsteady. Taehyung supports her with one hand. Mrs. Kim, have you lost your man? Taehyung, she shouts at him. Min Joon's jaw tightens as he notices Van standing behind his brother. Taehyung, no, I haven't. So Taehyung can explain to all of us why you're doing this. Taehyung, I don't have time for explanation. Officer, please take him away. I want his case brought to the court as soon as possible. I want swiftly. The officer nodded. Min Joon, mom, dad don't believe Taehyung. He will just want to frame me. He shouts his voice desperate. Taehyung clenches his face as everyone turns towards him. Mrs. Kim, Taehyung, tell us why you had him. What exactly did he do? Taehyung, he has been at one university. Last night he used for her. Do you think I would just let that slide? No, absolutely not. Even if I wasn't my wife a few days ago and I wouldn't never forgive him. Everyone gasped in shock. Tears well up in Mrs. Kim's side, and she collapsed to the ground, unable to believe what she is hearing. So this is we can't protect him. So he who studies laws know the gravity of the situation. Mrs. Kim thinks that do something, please. Get my son out of this. She pleads, tears streaming down her face. Your eyes fill with tears to seeing how much she loves her son. Taehyung hasn't let go of your hand, gently carries it. Mr. Kim, what are you saying? Do you realize the gravity of this? By now, the media must already reported that Mr. Kim Taehyung's youngest son has been, and the one who had none other than Kim Taehyung. So and it will also come out why it happened because she's off. Mr. Kim, I'm sorry, but this is going to severely damage my business. Taehyung rolled his eyes at his family's pointless discussion, knowing full well that the case entirely in his hand. Everyone gasps in shock, tears well up in Mrs. Kim's side, and she collapsed to the ground, unable to believe what she was hearing. So this is we can't protect him. So he who studies laws know the gravity of the situation. Mrs. Kim thinks that do something, please. Get my son out of this. She pleads, tears streaming down her face. Your eyes fill with tears to seeing how much she loves her son. Taehyung hasn't let go of your hand, gently carries it.